Hey, Darvin.
Hey.
Good to see you. How did you think the starting five looked in terms of setting a tone with energy and intensity? It necessarily wasn't maybe the level of stops and stuff, but the intensity. Did you sense a difference?
Definitely. Just having that size and physicality out there, being able to switch on pick and rolls, basically 1 through 5, was really, really, really good. Rebounding, and they got hot, extremely hot in that first half. Well, first quarter in particular, making 6 threes, and so we weathered that storm, but bounced back with a great defensive quarter in the second quarter. And we buckled down and set a tone for the rest of the game. Came out, had a good third quarter, and it got a little tight. They made another run late, but overall, we maintained our composure and were able to get things we wanted to get on both sides of the ball.
These last couple of weeks have been a real slog with the travel and everything like that. We've talked about it a bunch of times, but between AD calling it a must-win game, the lineup change. Did you see this team kind of recapture some of the energy you played with at its highs just a couple weeks ago in Vegas?
Absolutely. We have to get to the point where we can initiate, sustain, and finish based on what we want Laker basketball to look like, not just if we're playing for something or it's something at stake or whatever. It can't just be about that. It has to be about how we want to present ourselves to the world, present ourselves to these other 29 teams that we're going up against in a fashion that can be tough, competitive, together, and consistent. And so, I thought you saw a lot of that tonight, especially it's been a hell of a road these last 30 games, but you're going to have your highs and your lows throughout the course of the NBA season. It's a marathon of a situation, and then so the best thing you try to do is just keep your mind active, try to keep exploring ideas and different ways that you can improve each and every day.
You mentioned pregame that LeBron is functioning the point guard in the starting unit, but other guys will initiate. It seemed like you guys leaned a lot on AD initiating. I know you haven't watched the film, but how did you feel about running the offense through him even more than you already do?
Absolutely, it was great. When we run open with him in that trail spot, we can go either side, get a lot of different looks out of it. Sometimes it's flares, sometimes it's corner splits, sometimes it's DHO staggers. And sometimes he can just take it, and we got 4 shooters around him. He could take and go one-on-one in the middle. And so, but his playmaking ability, Austin's playmaking ability, Cam had 7 assists, Bron had 7 assists. So Austin led the way with 38 total for our team. That's great. That's unbelievable ball movement. And another great thing, came out of the night that we took care of the ball. We had a couple careless turnovers here and there, but for the most part, to come away with 9 turnovers, only commit 9 turnovers and give them 10 points, that's been a little bit of a Achilles heel for us, not being able to take care of the ball in really some really important segments.
Darvin, of course, LeBron had the big scoring fourth quarter and kind of closing them out, but just AD and his overall importance, the anchoring things, the switching defense, the double teams, how indispensable has he been through this stretch and tonight? And I don't think he sat in the second half.
No, he allows you to do so many different things just because of his defensive versatility. And at the end of the third, I looked over at him and he gave me the big nope, signaling that. He wanted to keep going and push through, and he was our anchor tonight, our foundation for our defense. He was a big source of income for us offensively, and again, just his versatility overall is incredible. He allows Torian, Cam, Band, all those guys to be able to press up because they know if they get beat or if it's a backdoor cut, he's going to be right there. Bron, his activity and Rui's activity, we were very active tonight. Aggressive on the ball, active off the ball.
And then did a lot of switching, and just wondered how much a part of that was the game plan, like going to that lineup, the fact that you can switch, and how much do you think that will be versus some of the drops that AD has been in as well?
I mean, it allows you to keep the ball in front of you. Whenever you're in a drop or a hedge, or you're trying to ice it on the side, push it, whatever you want to call it, there's a gap. There's like this little advantage that can be gained by the offense. Because of the space, and you're trying to maintain matchups. But when you have that type of size, you start with that type of size, length, and athleticism, and you can switch down the line. They basically gain no advantage because you always have someone in front of the ball.
Darvin, you could have got back closer to the lineup that you used throughout the postseason last year by swapping Vando for Cam, but you decided to kind of go with the bigger wings. And Cam, we know defensively you like what he's doing, but tonight was, I think, team high best plus minus. He had 7 assists. What has he done, I guess, over the first 2 months of the season to earn that spot to stay with the starting group as you kind of mold things with Vando?
Well, it's just, again, his intangibles. You know, he embraces the challenge of taking on the opposing team's best perimeter threat. And, you know, to have him and Vando and Torian out there now with AD behind him and an active shifting LeBron, it's like it's a match made in heaven, to be honest with you. And, you know, knock on wood, some things may happen that we have to change again. But for right now, in this moment, you know, I like what we saw. But Cam, you know, he's going to do little things, going to do the intangibles. He can make a shot. You know, we've seen some big threes he's made throughout the course of the year. Gets rebounds, gets steals, get the 7 assists tonight. Plays the right way, can rebound. Like he's just a solid overall basketball player on both sides of the ball. So if you put him around good players, he's going to flourish. And stats not going to pop off the stat sheet, but you'll feel his impact on winning.
You mentioned after Chicago that it is a big deal when you change your starting lineup, especially on this level. How did that conversation go with D'Lo? You know, being used as a reserve for the first time in a few seasons. Just how did he take it?
You know, I'm sure he was a total pro about it, first and foremost. We had a great one-on-one yesterday in my hotel suite, and we shared some thoughts, some ideas, and he bounced some stuff off me. I bounced some stuff off him. But at the end of the day, we know it's nothing personal against him. It was just, you know, we're on a 4-game slide, and we wanted to switch some things up, shake it up a little bit, and just happened to be that, you know, trying to start more bigger and athletic and lean into the defensive side of things. And so, you know, he took it in stride and came in with a great attitude today, great attitude tonight. He was huge for us off the bench, made some huge threes, and just played real good, solid basketball and gave us what we needed him to give. And it was great, but, you know, it was total a good understanding of, you know, it's about us, the Lakers, trying to put ourselves in a position to be successful, not so much, you know, coach going at player A or B or whatever the case may be. Like, we're trying to do everything we can to make sure that we put ourselves in a position to be successful.
Darvin, there's no real rest. You go home for a day and you play the Boston Celtics on Christmas Day. What do you think that's going to be like in terms of a moment? And you've seen how your team has reacted to big games and stuff like that. Could you just kind of speak to the magnitude of this opportunity for you guys?
Yeah, definitely. You know, they're one of the teams that's at the top of the food chain in our league, and a team that's definitely a championship contender. We get a chance to see where we are. You know, we've had a tough past 30 days, but we get a chance to get home, spend a day at home with our families on Christmas Eve, wake up, open up some presents, and get down to the crypto and get ready to get busy. As you know, it doesn't take, you don't have to have a Newt Rockne speech for this one. You know, it's a classic Lakers-Celtic game. Both teams are playing, you know, for the most part of the year, played at a high level. But yeah, it'd be a great chance to see where we are against the best of the best in terms of competition.
I begged for one more. Are you good for one more? Just Rui tonight, Darvin, kind of efficient right away. Just the roll off the bench and increasing his minutes. He got some rhythm in Minnesota.
Rui's at his best when he's aggressive, assertive, and he doesn't overthink it. You know, whenever he makes quick decisions and his energy is good and he's active, his feet are moving, his hands are moving, he's as good as anybody in our league. And so we just encourage him to be aggressive, assertive, and make quick decisions.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.